My First Love, Part 2. After that sunset conversation, something inside me changed completely. I could no longer treat my feelings as just a simple attraction or a passing thought. It had become deeper, stronger, and more real than anything I had ever experienced in my life. Aisha was still the same person, simple, kind, and focused on her studies, but for me, everything about her now felt more meaningful. Every time she smiled, it felt like my entire day became easier. Every time she looked sad, I felt a strange heaviness in my heart that I could not explain to anyone. But I still kept my feelings hidden. Fear is a strange thing. It makes you silent even when your heart is full of words. Days passed, and our friendship continued to grow. We spent more time together in the library, sometimes studying, sometimes just talking about random things. She told me about her childhood, her dreams, and her struggles. I listened carefully, and the more I understood her life, the more I respected her. One day, she arrived at college looking tired and worried. Her eyes were less bright than usual. I asked her, "Is everything okay?" She hesitated for a moment, then said softly, "My father is unwell, and things at home are getting harder." I didn't know what to say. For a moment, I just stayed silent. Then I said, "Don't worry. Everything will be fine," but I knew those words were not enough. That day, she didn't smile much. And I realized something important: I didn't just like her anymore. I cared about her deeply, more than I had ever cared about anyone in my life. I wanted to protect her from every problem, every sadness, every pain. But I was just a student. I had no power to fix her problems, only the ability to stand beside her. So I did the only thing I could: I stayed with her. I helped her with notes, shared my study materials, and encouraged her whenever she felt stressed. Slowly, I started seeing a small change in her again. Her smile began returning, even if it was not as bright as before. One evening, after finishing our studies in the library, we walked together toward the college gate. The sky was turning dark, and the wind was soft. She suddenly said, "You are a very good friend." Those words should have made me happy. But instead, they made my heart feel confused. Friend, that word echoed in my mind for a long time. I forced a smile and said, "And you are a very important person in my life." She looked at me and smiled gently, not knowing what was going on inside my heart. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking, was I only a friend to her? Or something more? But I didn't have the courage to ask. As days went on, I noticed something new. Aisha started receiving messages from someone. Sometimes she would smile at her phone, sometimes she would quickly hide it when I came near. I tried not to think too much about it, but my heart was not calm anymore. One afternoon, I finally asked her casually, "Who do you talk to so much these days?" She looked surprised for a moment, then replied, "Just a family friend." Her answer should have ended my curiosity, but it didn't. Something inside me felt uneasy. Still, I stayed silent. Because I was afraid of the truth. A few weeks later, college announced an upcoming cultural event. Students were preparing for performances, speeches, and presentations. The whole campus was filled with excitement. Aisha decided to participate in a poetry competition. When she told me, I felt happy for her. I always admired her confidence when she spoke in front of others. "Will you come and watch?" she asked. Of course, I said without hesitation. That day, the auditorium was full. Students were cheering, laughing, and waiting for performances. When Aisha's name was announced, I felt my heartbeat increase. She walked onto the stage with confidence. The room became silent. Then she began her poetry. Her voice was soft but powerful. Every word she spoke carried emotion. It was not just poetry, it felt like her heart speaking to everyone. But what caught my attention most was the theme. It was about love, a love that is silent, a love that is never expressed, a love that stays hidden in the heart. As she spoke those lines, I felt as if she was speaking directly to me. My mind became confused. Was this just a coincidence? Or did she somehow know what I felt? When she finished, the audience gave a loud applause. But I sat there quietly, lost in my thoughts. After the event, I met her outside the auditorium. "You were amazing," I said. She smiled. "Thank you." For a moment, we just stood there. Then she said something that surprised me. Sometimes, people don't say what they feel, but their eyes say everything. I looked at her, unsure of what she meant. But before I could ask anything, she changed the topic. That night, I felt restless again. Her words kept repeating in my mind. Was she talking about me? Or someone else? I started realizing something dangerous. Maybe my feelings were no longer hidden. Maybe she could sense them. And if that was true, then everything was about to change.